Hello children, in today's video we'll be continuing with the second chapter of your book Flamingo, that is Lost Spring Stories of Stolen Childhood. In the earlier videos we have covered the second part, that is I Want to Drive a Car, and the protagonist of this part is Mukesh. We have read the pitiable condition of Mukesh and his family. Not only Mukesh, but every other family in Firozabad face the same problem. We have also seen how small children sit next to flickering oil lamps with their parents in dark hutments. In hazardous conditions, they make bangles. So let us continue with the chapter and understand it better.
So we'll start with the next paragraph. I'll be reading the paragraph line wise and explaining it with the difficult words and the literary devices also for a better understanding. So here we start. Savita, a young girl in a drab pink dress, sits alongside an elderly woman soldering pieces of glass. As her hands move mechanically like the tongs of a machine, I wonder if she knows the sanctity of the bangles she helps make. It symbolizes an Indian woman's suhag, auspiciousness in marriage. Some of the words are in Hindi, children. So here in this paragraph, the words which are difficult for you, the first is drab. Drab means faded or colorless over here. Fade, totally colorless or lifeless also you can say. Soldering is joining something, and tongs is an instrument with two movable arms joined at one end, or it's a device which is used for holding things, tongs. And sanctity is the state of being sacred or holy, or you can say the purity, auspiciousness, a good omen, something which is favorable, auspiciousness. So these were the words which are a little bit difficult. And there is a literary device also, like the tongs of a machine. The literary device used over here is simile. The hands of Savita compared to be tongs, and the word like is used, so it is simile. So if you have to understand this paragraph, Savita, a young girl in a drab pink dress, she is wearing a faded colorless or lifeless dress. The pink color is not that bright. She sits alongside an elderly woman soldering. She is joining pieces of glass. As her hands are moving mechanically, it looks or it seems as if she knows the art from a very long time, and she works like a machine, and her hands are compared to be tongs. The writer here wonders if she knows the purity of the bangles she helps make. She knows what is she making. She is wondering whether she knows the significance of making bangles. And bangles symbolizes an Indian woman's suhag, auspiciousness in marriage. So this is the paragraph. So we can summarize. There was a young girl by the name of Savita. She wore a faded pink colored dress. She was sitting with an elderly woman, and they were joining pieces of glass to make bangles. Her hands moved like a machine, just like the tongs. The writer wondered if Savita knew that bangles were sacred, whether she knew the significance of the colored bangles, that it is a symbol of an Indian woman's married status, and thus it is regarded very sacred. So let's read the next line. It will dawn on her suddenly one day when her head is draped with a red veil, her hands dyed red with henna, and red bangles rolled onto her wrists. She will then become a bride, like the old woman beside her who became one many years ago. She still has bangles on her wrist, but no light in her eyes. So here the writer says that it will dawn on her. Dawn on her means she will realize. Who will realize, children? Savita will realize. It will be clear to her one day when her head is draped. Draped means covered over here. Okay, when her head is covered with a red veil, veil, veil. We have seen earlier also. It's in Hindi we can call parda, or it's a cloth covering with a cloth, and her hands are dyed red with henna. Okay, she's putting henna on her hands, that is mehendi, which we call when she'll be married. Red bangles will be rolled onto her wrist. One day she'll be married. Now she is working over there in the bangle industry, helping her parents. She will then become a bride, the writer says. And like the old woman, she is sitting beside an elderly woman, and she says that, like the old woman beside her, she was also married long ago. Like the old woman beside her who became one many years ago. What did she become? She had become a bride many years ago. And still she has bangles on her wrist, but there is no light in her eyes. You can understand this phrase, or you can understand this line, that she has no light in her eyes. She has lost it while working over there in the bangle industry, and also there is no happiness, there is no hope, there is nothing which she can be proud about. Okay, so no light in her eyes. So in this paragraph, the writer thought that Savita would realize this when she would become a bride. What should she would realize? The significance of the bangles which she is making. She would realize this when she would become a bride. That day, she would cover her head with a red colored veil, color her hands with henna. She will wear red colored bangles on her wrist. The elderly woman sitting next to Savita also became a bride years ago. She was still wearing the bangles but had lost her eyesight now. The old woman beside her, also a young bride once, and she still had the bangles, though lost her eyesight. Next line starts with a Hindi dialogue. एक वक्त शेर भर खाना भी नहीं खाया, she says in a voice drained of joy. She has not enjoyed even one full meal in her entire lifetime. That is what she has reaped. Her husband, an old man with a flowing beard, says, I know nothing except bangles. All I have done is make a house for the family to live in. So here, children, ek waqt ser. Ser means, ser is a unit of measuring quantity actually. Ek waqt ser par khana bhi nahi khaya, she says, in a voice drained of joy. Okay, drained of joy. She is not having that glitter of happiness. She has not enjoyed even one full meal in her entire lifetime, and struggling, working hard, toiling day and night. That is what she has reaped. Reaped here, received. That is what she has benefited for all the hard work which she has done. Labor is so cheap, children. Her husband, an old man with a flowing beard, husband sitting next to her, having a flowing beard. He is described, appearance is described by the writer so that you can visualize certain things in your mind. With a flowing beard says, I know nothing except bangles. He agrees, he is proud of it. He says that I know nothing except bangles. All I have done is make a house for the family to live in. So we'll understand this paragraph better. The elderly woman complained that she had not eaten even a seer of food. Seer I have told you earlier, it's a unit of measuring quantity. The woman wants to say that they are so poor that they cannot eat enough food. That is the benefit that she has received by adopting the profession of bangle making. The woman's husband has a flowing beard. He says that he does not know anything other than bangle making. All that he has been able to accomplish is to make a house for his family to live in, or a shelter, or a roof over their head. This is what he has done. Her husband could provide them only a shelter, and in all her life she had not had a proper meal though. Hearing him, one wonders if he has achieved what many have failed in their lifetime. He has a roof over his head. The writer continues with these lines. Here, the writer wonders that probably the old man has achieved something which many other people have not been able to achieve. At least he has been able to secure a shelter for his family. Here again, we can just say, or we can understand, the writer says that the remark of the old man makes one wonder if he has achieved something which others even could not do in that area. Others could not do in their lifetime. He gave his family a roof over their head, and others, they are living in such a pitiable condition that they cannot provide their families with even this basic necessity. The writer says that the plight was universal. Little has moved or changed with time in Firozabad. Families, they do not have enough to eat. They do not have money to do anything except carry on the business of making bangles. Even the young speak the similar words as their fathers. And we can say, or we can conclude that years of hard work and toil have killed all their initiatives and the ability to dream. Let's move on to the next line of the chapter. The cry of not having money to do anything except carry on the business of making bangles, not even enough to eat, rings in every home. The young men echo the lament of their elders. Little has moved with time, it seems, in Firozabad. Years of mind-numbing toil have killed all initiative and the ability to dream. Now, if you have to understand the difficult words, the cry of not having money to do anything except carry on the business of making bangles, not even enough to eat, rings. Rings here means a sound which is repeated in every house, in every corner of Firozabad. So rings here, sound which is repeated. The young men echo again, a repetitive sound. The young men or the children also have the same lament. Lament here means complaint or sorrow as their fathers or as their elders. And children, toil means physical hard work which someone does to earn a living. And mind numbing. Mind numbing means your mind is dead. You're not having the ability to think. And this is because of the hard work. The hard work has made their mind dead. So let's have a thorough explanation. This problem was prevalent in all the homes which carried on the profession. And what was the problem? The problem was not having enough to eat, or not having enough opportunities, or to do anything except carry on the business of making bangles. So this problem was prevalent in all the homes which carried on the profession. They did not know anything else other than bangle making, and it did not even provide them enough to eat. The young men who had entered the traditional profession also had the same complaint. With the passing time, there was no improvement in their condition. As they had been doing hard work for countless numbers of years, children, they did not have any ability to do something else or to dream of it. I hope you have understood the chapter so far. We have read about the deplorable condition of the bangle makers in Firozabad, with Mukesh as the protagonist of the second part of the chapter, Lost Spring, and the second part is titled, I Want to Drive a Car. We will carry on and conclude the chapter in the next video. Till then, stay healthy, stay safe, take care. Thank you and goodbye.